Okay, guys, this morning we're going to a place you won't believe. That would be the road to nowhere. The road to nowhere. And they constructed this road and they started building it, and then they stopped building it, and then for whatever reason they stopped it. And so it's called the road to nowhere. They spent a lot of money on it. So we're going to check that out. So here we go. On the GoldWing.
Seth Rogen in the remake. Before we pause, Brooke, were there any other major similarities from the original to the remake that you saw?
Definitely don't want to pull out in front of a truck. I'm looking in my side mirror. I don't see anybody. Never trust a side mirror. Always make visual.
On the original, they were so funny together.
You take off on a blind hill like that. Moral is don't pull outside the road on a blind hill either, because I didn't realize it was that much of a blind curve. Man, these mountain towns, you got to pull up to be able to see. If you don't pull up, you're not going to be able to see anything. Isn't that a pretty church? They opened a aquarium. 50 different species of fish here in Bryson City too, which is new, and we're going to check that out. But I wanted to another thing about the train, if you get on the train, I would suggest that you get the cars with the open windows. They don't have any glass in them. It feels really good out here this morning. It's not hot, it's comfortable. And you can see so much better with the open windows that you can stand up if you want to and look out the open windows and see things and video things and film things. If you get the ones with the windows, some of those windows are not, they're kind of a dingy color. They're not real clear, and it's hard to video out of them. It's hard to take pictures out of them of any quality, so that's why I suggest getting the open windows. The open cars just don't have windows, and they're cheaper too. The train costs about $50, $45 to $50 in the open class cars, and you can get the ones that are with the windows, that's probably like $75 or $80, and then you can get the luxury coaches, which is probably $100 and something, and then you can even get where you can ride with the engineer, which is like, I can't remember now, but it was like $400 to ride in the engine itself with the engineer. It's a sharp bend right here. Almost scrub paddles on that. So it's just a nice, really nice trip on the train. A great, wonderful experience. And last year we took the train here in Bryson City. That's the big attraction of the train. The train is an old style we just saw. It's got like a 1941 or type steam engine. It's been converted to oil, but it's been refurbished, and it's a beautiful steam engine. Really incredible engine. And it has one route. It takes you to Dillsboro, and that's like a 3.5 hour deal, because not that far. Dillsboro, but it's going on train track. They're not going that fast. You get to see a lot of stuff, and you get to spend about an hour or so in Dillsboro. They got a lot of nice shops there, beautiful, pristine mountain town, and crafts and all of that. It's beautiful. And that's real neat. The other trip, now they've got the steam engine. It's on the back of the train, and you got a diesel engine that pulls you to Dillsboro, and then the 1940 modeled steam engine pulls you all the way back to Bryson City. And it's a powerful steam engine. It doesn't need the diesel to help it at all. It pulls the diesel and all the other cars with it all the way back to Bryson City. And it also leads from Bryson City. It'll leave from Bryson City to go to the, I think it's Nantahala Gorge. And you can ride it on that one. And that's the one I haven't been on, the one in Nantahala Gorge, I think it's called. So I want to try that one. So, we'll see how my itinerary works today. But I wanted to, another thing about the train, if you get on the train, I would suggest that you get the cars with the open windows. They don't have any glass in them. It feels really good out here this morning. It's not hot, it's comfortable. And you can see so much better with the open windows that you can stand up if you want to and look out the open windows and see things and video things and film things. If you get the ones with the windows, some of those windows are not, they're kind of a dingy color. They're not real clear, and it's hard to video out of them. It's hard to take pictures out of them of any quality. So that's why I suggest get the open window. The open cars just don't have windows, and they're cheaper too. The train costs about $50, $45 to $50 in the open class cars, and you can get the ones that are with the windows. That's probably like $75 or $80, and then you can get the luxury coaches, which is probably $100 and something. And then you can even get where you can ride with the engineer, which is like, I can't remember now, but it was like $400 to ride in the engine itself with the engineer. That sharp bend right here. Almost scrub paddles on that. So it's just a nice, really nice trip on the train. A great, wonderful experience. To this official road to nowhere before. I've been on a lot of roads to nowhere, but not an official one like this. So that'll be interesting. I'm glad they stopped building the road. It's nothing worse than building a road for no reason. You can tell we're going up the mountain because we're getting closer to the top of the mountain. And I haven't been up here long enough yet, but I haven't got rained on yet. It always rains in the mountains for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. That's a normal thing, goes away, cools you off. Ooh, nice curve right here. Look at the side of the mountain there. Anytime you got rocks like that, you always gotta pay attention to the road. You can always get a rock slide. That can happen anytime, especially in the rain. You want to be able to stop before it's too late. I got about 3 miles to the road to nowhere. Now, I'm one of these people, when I get on a motorcycle, I like to plan ahead some itinerary, and then sometimes I just go with the wind. I just ride the ride. And it doesn't matter where I'm going, wherever I end up at. Sometimes I do that. Oh, another thing I was just thinking about, I went to the restaurant, which they got a really great restaurant in Bryson City called Everett Diner. And so I ate there, and really good food. And I had to go back to my hotel, which was only a couple of miles away, maybe 3 or 4 miles away, and get my battery charger that I use for my cell phone. I've got 2 of these battery chargers for my cell phone, and they'll charge that phone probably, well, one of them will charge it twice from about 10% power. They'll charge it twice pretty easily and fairly quickly too. And the other one will probably charge it 3 or 4 times. So if you're riding around, and I've got 2 cell phones I use to do video and take pictures with. But if you're traveling around, it's really, really nice to have those chargers. You know, people have an accident or something like that, you know, and they only got their cell phone, and that's the only battery they got in the cell phone. It won't last for so long. And since it doesn't last that long, it'll go out. But if you have those chargers with you, you can last for weeks with that. Set your cell phone for the that's pretty right there. Set your cell phone for the energy saver mode. You can probably get a month of service out of that. We got to stop coming back there because that was a beautiful view back there. And we should be getting close. Okay guys, this is the road to nowhere, and as you can see, they got some poles up here so you can't go any farther, and a little parking area right here. So this road really does go from Bryson City all the way up through here, maybe 10 miles or so, and then it abruptly ends right here. Nice looking, beautiful Harley, actually. That's a really nice looking Harley. And as we come up here, we see these poles. Those are like steel. Okay. This is a tunnel here. Nice tunnel. No doubt it's a pretty expensive tunnel too on this road. We're going to check it out. Lakeview Drive Tunnel, 0.1 of a mile. Tunnel Bypass Trail, 0.6. White Oak Branch Trail, 2 miles. Borney Creek Trail, 3 miles. Trees growing on top of that. It's got graffiti in there. You can see the other end there. Somebody's doing some graffiti here, which I like graffiti, at least if it's good graffiti. Yeah, this would be a great tunnel to do graffiti. And WOLF, Wolf. Don Don's tag. 1988-2019. This is Sherry, SHERRY. This was pretty neat. Dear God, I'm trying to find you. The road to nowhere keeps going on around. And if we look behind us, here's the tunnel on the road to nowhere. I've been down a lot of roads to nowhere, but this is the first one that's been really named the road to nowhere. That tunnel's about 1,200 feet long, 1/4 mile long. It's cool in there, it feels good. And it's got a lot of graffiti on the walls. Some of it's interesting, some of it's not. Got trees growing on top of the bridge there. And in the 1930s and 40s, I think it was Swain County, gave the land to Fontana Lake and Dam to the government, and that's why the road stopped. And there was some dispute about that, so they just didn't build any more on this road. That's a nice tunnel there, going through there. There's that kind of